What the fuck?
Yeah, I know. Like that's.
Think she's a king or something.
LeBlanc. Will find himself in the corner. McFadden, a try from LeBlanc. McLaughlin the save again. McFadden cutting to the middle, has a shot. There it is, the save from LeBlanc. Trying to shake him off. Turned around for Bro. Bro gonna go up towards Tyler Warner, and he is absolute. Trojans now seeking the puck in the middle. Murphy trying to stop it there. Here's Shudiak walking in. Cut, save made. Just been amazing in net. Incredible positioning. Here's Avery walking in. That one will go off the blocker. Wishart, Brandon Warner to keep the line, put to the net. Behind the net, there's another hit on Nealis. Warner moved it around. Daigle chasing after. There's Preston with a shot. It's right on. Both benches got pretty psyched for that one. Shudiak leading the rush for the Trojans. Walking in. Shudiak, what a move. Shudiak to his backhand. Now forehand, leaving that one up. That one's paddled away by McLaughlin. Anderson having turned around to find that one. Shot towards the net, redirected, and the shot just fresh troops out on the ice. There was Clark trying to maneuver his way the other way. There's Shudiak, the shot off the crossbar. Shot off the crossbar and will fly up into the netting, almost over it here at the K. Avery with Clark in the draw. Here's Clark right off the face-off, saved and turned away by McLaughlin. Another one right in the high slot, and McLaughlin, now we drop the puck. It'll be Clark that wins that one cleanly. A shot from the blue one that was fanned on. Nealis will find the rebound. There's Clark. He scored! And here's our first penalty. Curvin went into the boards hard. We're going to have a Moncton High power play. Curvin. Here, Harris to Daigle. Back for Harris. They play a little game of catch. Shot towards the net, and that one off the blocker of Wishart. Woods unable to get that one. Shot to the net. The rebound, Clark digging for it, as well as LeBlanc on the ground. There's a backhand try. Intercepted. He gets it back. Another try. That one's picked off. Shudiak the shot. The rebound. Another try. That's blocked. Another one. And Warner, Daigle, Shudiak. They all fight for it. In comes McFadden with an aggressive poke. LeBlanc trying to hold him again. Waiting out here. Daigle is there. Now walking up is Steves. Steves stepping in. There's the shot, and glove down by McLaughlin. Moving this one across. Back for Segadev. He unloads. And McLaughlin sees that one the whole way through. Head contact call. Walking in. Preston the shot. Score! Dangled out perfectly by Segadev. Great defense there. Hickley moving this one up. Intercepted by Cummings. What a weird bounce. Right in the slot for Avery, trying to get a backhand off. Back with it is Woods on his forehand. Does some stick handling. Then that one's turned over. McFadden walking in. The shot. And defensive zone draw for Moncton High. Here's Warner leading the rush for the Purple Knights. He'll shoot that one. He scores! He'll clear that one in after getting possession. Behind the net now, Legier. Dion going in for a hit that he missed. Now turning back, Dion trying to throw that one out in front. He's taken down. Looks like the officials are going to deem that this one was from behind. Now off the draw, Manderson, the quick shot on Wish. Center, turned over. Segadev stepping back in. Trying to move past Harris. He got tied up. There's Nealis with the shot. For it in the far boards. Beal shoving his man. Going up the wall. There's a shot from Nealis. Save! Right in the slot. They poke at it. Gone, and that one gets skipped off his stick. Now to the middle. Harris might have some room. Harris walks in and fires. And that one had taken a bit behind the net. Trying to go up to the wall where he was trying to see Curvin. Curvin in the slot. Out in front. Manderson was moving through. Pass. There's the shot. And McLaughlin rejects that one as he's down on the ice. Purple Knights back out with speed. Trying to get past Segadev, and Beal is sent down. Segadev from the line and winds up. Save. Rebound. They score. Behind the net. McEachran. Got to go to the line, and there's a big collision. There's the shot. The save, and the Hinckley trying to get the rebound off to the side of the net. Another try from Bro. He fell down. Takes the puck. Manderson moving around. Out in front. The shot from Harris. Save. Gillis looking for the rebound, and now airboards for Harris. Harris stepping in. Trying to get past LeBlanc. He will. Harris to the middle. Manderson the shot, and Wishart there. Trojans through center. Walking in. Here's a shot, and McLaughlin will be able to glove that. Going down, trying to deflect that one out of the zone was Gillis. They pass the line. Here's Lear the shot. And McLaughlin again. He's there. There's the shot. And that one didn't get all the way through. Sagadia with a perfect opportunity. There was Manderson falling down. Walking in. There's the shot. McLaughlin. This period has gone by pretty quickly. Not too many whistles to report. As there's a slide tackle right of footing. Trimble at the line. Preston moving it to the middle. Sagadia the shot through traffic. Clark looking there for the rebound. Waiting. Cutting back. Trying to shake off a couple defenders. Sagadia will unload off the post right there. And over to LeBlanc. LeBlanc. Pass McFade into the line. Held him by Legier. He shoots. It's the save for McLaughlin. The rebound. He shoots. It's the save for McLaughlin. The rebound just trickles wide. LeBlanc is absolutely destroyed by passing that one out back for Kervin. Back up to Daigle. Here's Harris at the blue line. Harris, the shot through traffic. Saved by Wishart. They still look for it, and it's covered.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and Merry Christmas. Welcome to the 2025-2026 school sport from Brunswick Boys High School Hot Panda.
Yeah.
Each of the visiting teams
And welcome into Moncton High Sports for our final game before the holiday season. It's Christmas Eve here at the K Arena. The Moncton High School Purple Knights are taking on the Tantramar Regional Titans. Both teams coming off a loss, and they look to change that here. Elias Sock in net for your Purple Knights after a bit of an absence. Jacob Sears takes between the pipes for the Titans. And as the Purple Knights bench gets loud, the puck is dropped. We'll quickly go over some lineup changes. Here's a quick shot. That's denied by Sock. Moncton High has no affiliates in the lineup tonight, but they are still missing Joey Goulet, who is currently in Europe and is serving time with an injury. And no changes for the Titans as well. They are in with their full lineup. Both teams on a bit of an even playing field here. Missing about the same amount of players. There is going to be an icing against Tantramar as we start off this hockey game. The face-off will go down into the Tantramar end. Both teams just playing recently on Sunday. The Titans took a 7-2 loss against Riverview High. There's a quick shot stopped by Sears. And the Moncton High School Purple Knights, they lost by a score of 3-1 to the Harrison Trimble Trojans here just 2 nights ago on Sunday. That game, Dexter McLaughlin, the affiliate goaltender for Moncton High, had an absolute stellar performance in net. Game could have been blown out way quicker. But here we are. Titans try to break out of their zone. Into the middle, it's Alder pushing it to the middle. Trying to work his way up there was Arsenault. He has to spin and turn, and he almost blows up Avery. Behind the net here, it's Crossman looking in the front. There's a backhand. Sock is there. The rebound, another save, another try, and how did that one stay out of the net? Titans coming out with a bunch of speed and momentum so far. They are coming out hot as that breakout doesn't work. It's Alder that spins and fires that one into the zone. Out from Woods. Shot back in as it'll hit off the backboards. Harris comes to rest behind the net. Looking there for pressures, Estabrooks. Up the wall, Brandon Warner, the one-touch pass attempt. Walking back in there was Hicks, but couldn't quite get the stick on it. Warner back out. Getting a stick lifted by Hicks. Ty Warner now picking up the puck, hitting the brakes, gets us one, but to the back door, they score! What a play from Ty Warner. Getting the puck at his own blue line, skating all the way up, hits the brakes, dangles out one, and lays a perfect backdoor pass. Do I believe that is Alex Beal or Ryan Gillis? And it will be Alex Beal that gets Moncton High on the scoreboard in this one. Even after the pressure from the Titans. Make it Moncton High 1, Tantramar no score. Just look at that beautiful backdoor pass. Beal not going to make any mistakes there. We're going to drop the puck here. LeBlanc going up. He goes to lay the body. I believe that was Cormier he tried to lay it on. Back in the Moncton High end. Here's Woods in the hash marks. Trying to put this one up further along the boards. We're just getting the goal announced now. It looks like it'll be Beal from Ty Warner. They're not going to give an assist to Brandon Warner. Woods trying to go across. That one's turned over right out in front. Looking to bang that one in was Boyd. Boyd in the corner. He gets it stolen there from Webb. Around the boards, it'll go to Maltus on the hash marks. Maltus now going back behind his net. Moving to his forehand. He sees the goal scorer. Alex Beal now gets out of his zone. Beal with a bit of a cut to the middle. Now trying to cut even more to the center, where it's backhanded by Maltus and into the zone. Moving out towards Moncton High's end, it's Woods trying to go up the blue line. And there's Curvin walking up. Here's Harris leading the charge, getting around Lafford out in front in the slot there for a moment. Here's Daigle in at the line. Daigle trying to get that one over for Curvin. That one's taken away by Tantramar, and then they head back the other way. With speed there for a moment was Blackburn. He was unable to get anything going out of that. Right in the zone, Curvin the shot, and Sears is there to make the saves. Kervin trying to go through the 5-hole. And we will have a Tantramar penalty for a slash, it does appear. We will have a Moncton High School power play for 2 minutes. And it's Tucker Blackburn in the box for a slash. Harris to the net. Kervin, the shot. Pad save. Almost redirected back in net. Daigle had a try at it. Now moves his way into the corner. That one's rimmed around. It's Ty Warner blocking at the line. Warner continuing behind the net. Has a bit of space. Not too much pressure on him. He'll look and get past Estabrook. There's the shot from the blue line from Harris that was sent wide. Kervin in the corner. That puck's behind him. He's unable to get it. And will be fired down the length of the ice. Sock going to stop it out behind his net. Picked up by Harris. Warner trying to chuck that one across. It's trying to see Daigle, but down the ice it'll go off the boards. Sock going to stop that one again. It's going to trickle slowly into the corner for Harris. Picking it up there's Kervin right at the ringette line. He has pressure right behind him. In there, take it is Ty Warner. Some good pressure there from Peyton Ketty on the penalty kill. Kervin up for Avery. Avery hitting the brakes of the blue line. Gets hit. Tries to get that down low in the zone. But 200 feet down the ice it'll be sent. Sock again to play it out for Harris. Kenny watching. Sock just trying to get the trapper in the face of Kenny. Here's Harris. Going through the zone now. He might just lead this rush here, trying to cut to the middle. Got caught in between two Titans, and that one shot just right of the net of Elias Sock. Walking in shorthanded, crossed away, hits the brakes. At the red line, going out in front, there's a shot. It trickles to Sock, but he is there to make the save. Just over 15 to go in the first. Just a few seconds still left to go on the Moncton High man advantage. Crossed away in Avery in the draw. Won by Avery. He takes that one himself as he goes through the zone. Penalty now expired. We'll play some even strength hockey. LeBlanc hit by Crossway. Gets that one to Woods. Woods, the pass almost picked off cleanly. He'll be able to kick it back to his feet. Woods still continuing, leading the rush here. Woods hitting the brakes. Has pressure from Cormier as they go into the zone. And it looks like we will have some sort of penalty. Or the net was knocked off, excuse me. We're still 1-0 Moncton High. That goal earlier, 18:32. Beal from Ty Warner. As the Purple Knights, they're unable to hold the line here. It's a 3-on-2 going back the other way. Flipped in by Estabrooks behind the net. LeBlanc over skates it. Crossman was right there. This one sent to the line. Unable to hold that one in as Estabrooks skipped over his tape. Haynes will find this one again. It's a clean entry pass. It's Crossman walking in, faking the shot. Trying to get past Woods. There it is, but that'll miss left of the net. To the line, it's Estabrooks. Pressure from Beal. Down it'll go for Crossman. The backhand waiting. There's the shot. They score! A beautifully drawn up play for the Titans as they'll get this one tied at 1. The backhand pass from Crossman ends up right with Aaron Alder. And he makes no mistakes burying that one to equalize this one. So it's a quick first 6 minutes to start off this game. As there was Aaron Alder giving the Titans now on the board. As this will now be a 1-1 game in period one. Doing a spin in the face-off circle there was Blackburn. Harris finding it about the timekeeper's box, trying to hit that one in. Curvin tries to find it in some feet. Curvin walking in, trying to get a shot off. There he was pushed by Cormier. Daigle hitting the brakes, gets shoved from behind. There's Blackburn digging in his feet. To the line, caught in by Harris. He'll dump that one into the opposite corner. Haynes off the back end, trying to get that one out, blocked by Murphy. Here's Manderson cutting to the middle, trying to get a shot, then tried to lay an emergency pass. Somehow this one didn't get too far out of the zone. Here's Harris working up past the red line. We'll shoot this one in off the boards. Curvin, he's looking to chase Hicks. Around the glass, it'll go for Boyd. Boyd sent to the middle. Potential odd man rush walking in. There's the shot. And Elias Sock waiting in perfect positioning to deny that one. A dangerous chance again for the Titans. They've had more chances so far in this game, but both teams only one goal apiece so far. Ty Warner behind the net will grab that one on his backhand up the boards, try to get that one to his brother. Skips past Partridge at the line. Getting back for it, Partridge and Gillis. Around the wall it'll go. Avery turning and firing that one in on his backhand. Partridge in the corner. Collision there up behind the net. Shove given by Estabrooks. They still battle for it. Now it rotates over into the corner. They tried to center that one in front. Couldn't get that one anywhere near the slot. LeBlanc going to try to hold this one in a bouncing puck. He was unable to do so. Skating back. Ty Warner. The pass over to Brandon Warner. He'll deflect that one in as Partridge goes to chase. Partridge being watched by Gillis. Around the boards they'll go to Alder. He has the goal. There's a shot from the line by LeBlanc. And that was Ty Warner, excuse me. A rocket on that one, just Blanc before it could get anywhere. The Titans at their own blue line. Poke check, and there's a huge hit in open ice. It's Maltis that gets reversed. There's the blocker save from Sock. It's right under him. He doesn't know. To the line. It's Webb that gets it out past Nicholson. Webb trying to move his way in, and he was angled out. Game already starting to get a bit chippy here. Getting to the midway stages of the first period. Titans through center. There's some stick lifting. Walking in. Trying to get a shot off there was Arsenault. Trying to lay a backhand back for Crossman. Beal escaping the zone now. It's Cormier. Will turn and fire. Behind the net. Past Harris. It'll go to Woods. Woods emerging from his end. Has a bit of time and space. He'll use it going rink wide. Tape to tape past to Daigle. He'll fire that one in along the boards. Pitch from our defense. The first one on it there was Beal chasing. Titans, they move it back the other way. That one just out of the reach of Zach Crossthwaite. It'll go on the net to Sock for a whistle at just over 11 minutes. And we'll quickly show the collision that happened a couple moments ago. Maltis will just get reversed and fly into his own boards. Here's Moncton High. Manderson might be all alone. Manderson gets slashed as he walks in, and that's going to be a penalty for a slash. They are not going to call a penalty shot on that one. The Moncton High will head back to the man advantage. Ethan Manderson almost escaping and finding his way all alone, but will draw a penalty in the process. So Moncton High back to a 5-on-4. And advantage here at the line. One-timer from Ty Warner that is just sent wide. Daigle, he gets hit dangerously from behind, and we're going to call that one. And a bit of rough stuff boiling over. A Purple Knight clearly not impressed with Braden Daigle being hit from behind. I believe that was Harris trying to get under the skin. Or it'll be Ethan Kerman that heads to the box. We'll see if these just even out. And the slashing penalty just earlier is to Matthew Estabrooks. So there's the initial call that you just saw. The Titans still only have 3. No, they'll get 4 players on the ice, so everything will just be coincidental. The Purple Knights do spoil their own chances at a 5-on-3. Goes to the line now off the face-off. Harris put to the net. That one takes a weird bounce off the wall, and Harris unable to hold that one out, sliding to his knee. Back for Sock. Harris dropping behind the net. Braden Daigle now coming in for the jet sweep, and now gets leveled in open ice by Alder as he had a high flip pass that didn't result in any success. Harris saucer pass blocked down by Alder. Alder right now a unit on this penalty kill. Gillis trying to walk in. Gets around one, bumped behind the net. Avery in there as well. Harris will find this one at the line. Harris to Warner, trying to go back door. That pass just out of the reach of Avery. He was sent down, now has to fight for the puck. Up there goes for Harris. Harris stepping in, will let one go, redirected wide of the net. Ty Warner, he's given a bump. They're still trying to look for it. It's Gillis. They'll fire this one in along the wall. Avery trying to look for it. Around it goes for Harris. Trying to fight his way in. Stick lifted by Alder. And he'll pick Harris's pocket as this one will find its way down the ice. High Warner against the boards. Gillis to the middle. Harris wasn't there. He'll now find Brandon Warner trying to leave that one off for Gillis. That's a miscommunication. Walking back in. There's the shot from Crosthwaite. That is rejected. And that was Blackburn rather with the short-handed try. Harris skating up through center. Walking in. Harris hits the brakes, goes to the line. Brandon Warner will send that one across. Penalty almost expiring. And not a very successful power play for Moncton High. As this one won't result in too many shots. Here's Harris dancing to the middle and trying to put that one out in front. Woods from the line, redirected, out in the slot. Backhand attempt there from Banfield. Would have been his first. And now walking in, Warner almost giving it over. Here's Woods guiding one to the corner. Woods now getting shoved from 2 Titans. One of them's Blackburn. Now going up to the line. No one there. Just around 8.5. Still to go in period 1. LeBlanc skating back within his own D zone. We'll lift that one up for Webb. Webb will walk in and take a shot. Sears will glove that one down with ease. And that'll be a whistle at 8:20 of period 1. We're going to have a Titan kicked out of the draw. Looks like it's Boyd coming to take it against Webb. Behind the net for the Titans, it's Hicks. Trying to go around the wall. Woods backing up with it. Easton Woods laying a saucer pass up. Try to get that to Maltis for a one-timer into clear. Maltis will find this one. Trying to dance his way in before making the safe decision to get that one in the zone. The line trying to keep that one in. LeBlanc dives for him and will keep it in. To spare a couple more moments in the zone. Titans walking in. There's the shot. Glove down by Sock. Rebound got away from him a little bit, so now it's the Knights that get this one out of the zone. Maltis through center. Working his way into the zone. Will shoot this one around the wall. Again, the Titans definitely dominating in the category of physicality so far. There was Beal trying to get off the bench. A good heads-up play by Manderson to not get the too many men. Walking in, Cormier turning and spawning and firing. The save, jamming at it. Multiple attempts there was Arsenault. As the puck was definitely loose there for 1 extra second. Another close call for Moncton High. Cormier walking in. Here's the shot from Alder off the stick of Sauk. Owen Murphy, the little pass over to Ty Warner. He'll make some nice moves as now he tries to get out of the zone. The pass breaks the stick of a Titan, and that's Alder that has to drop his stick and now go to the bench. Flipping this one high and in will be Arsenault. It's Ty Warner in his own corner, trying to stretch a man. Here's Curvin trying to catch some Titans on a change to the middle. Manderson, here's the shot, and that one didn't miss the mark by much. Manderson will find it again. He'll go up to the line. Warner waits, lets one go off the pad of Sears. The rebound from Curvin is hitting the side of the net. Anderson going to chase on it in the corner. Has some pressure, turns around, now is pinned. Going around the cage is Arsenault. Trying to leave that one up there for Crosthwaite. Cormier around the boards, that one out of the reach of Hicks. Hicks now to Crosthwaite, tried to put it in between his own legs and got caught in his feet. Now sends one high along the wall, blocked into the zone. There's Harris. That was Warner jumping for joy. Gillis. Now it's down in the zone, trying to launch that one out in front. No one there. Ty Warner from the blue line. He'll let one go. It's redirected over the net. Hicks. He'll try to throw the rebound along the wall, where it's finally cleared and won't get for icing. It's Warner that goes back on it. In the middle now, Gillis has a bit of room, is quickly closed in. The drop pass for Avery, and he's quickly poke checked the other way. It's Blackburn. He'll just throw that one along the boards, try to get some dump in. Harris will send this one out. Not going to go for icing. Boyd for Harris. We'll send that one across. Brandon Warner into the zone. That one a closer call than it should have been. Brandon Warner applying some forecheck. Gillis in there as well. He goes for the hit. Now gets hit from Boyd. Brandon Warner behind the net, turning, trying to spin and get that one in front of the net. He almost does. That one's to the side of the net. Gillis. Warner behind the net, spinning and turning, trying to jam it in. The Purple Knights think it's in. We have a delayed penalty called. Sock's going to go to the bench. Harris into the zone for Gillis. That one slid under his stick as the Purple Knights now have an empty net. Not for very long. And it's a cross check against Tantramar. Lights back to the power play. There's the quick shot saved by Sears. Curvin trying to claw his way to the front, trying to jam it in there. Manderson also looking as well. And all the way down the ice it'll go for Sauk. First one there to grab it is Curvin. He'll leave that one off for Harris. Harris stepping up past the blue line. Peyton Kenny is currently in for the cross check as Moncton High sees their third attempt on the power play. They have yet to be successful. They look to change it around here. Daigle trying to wind up along the right side. He was taken by Alder. That one sent high in the air. Not much time left to go in period one. This one cleared all the way down to Ty Warner. Warner the drop for Harris. Harris across from Anderson. Manderson trying to walk his way in, but he is in offside. It's Warner that walks in off the draw. Drop pass for Brandon. To the middle now. Harris. Warner, the one-timer. They score! Tyler Warner, give him another one. That's a 2-goal streak. He got the only one yesterday, or on Sunday rather, versus Trimble, and a beautiful 1-tee to number 3 goes to the back of the net. Again, another beautifully drawn up play. It's 3 seniors that link up. It goes Brandon Warner, Campbell Harris, Tyler Warner to the back of the net, and a beautifully constructed play. And the Purple Knights do get on the score sheet here on the 3rd power play attempt. 3rd time's the charm for Moncton High. Woods maneuvering back with it, trying to go up against the wall. There was Brandon Warner losing his stick. Titans move this one up. Walking in there, Blackburn hitting the brakes. Blackburn trying to get a shot off. He was unable to. Here's Woods going along, giving up to Gillis. Gillis trying to step in with a couple dangles, losing possession of the puck. Now getting in a shoving match, as that one's just going to be out of the zone. And it's a head contact penalty against someone. It would definitely be in the Ryan Gillis altercation. And it is Ryan Gillis that's going to get the penalty. And luckily for Moncton High, it's only a 2-minute minor. And the Titans will take a timeout. So the last goal, it's from Ty Warner, assisted by Campbell Harris and Brandon Warner at 3:08 of the first period. And quickly off the draw, Tantramar in their first power play. At the line, it's Cormier. Hovering, leaving that one off. Arsenault waits. Blackburn the one-timer, and he didn't get a hold of it. Gives a chance for Woods to get this one out of the zone. Moncton High up in a 2-1 lead. Tantramar getting their first power play chance of the night. Ryan Gillis is in the box for 2 minutes for head contact, as Daigle now shorthanded walking in, or that was Curvin, excuse me. Crossman going around the other way, falling down. That'll give the perfect opportunity for Curvin to send this one into the zone. Titans trying to clear this one in. Went off the feet of a linesman, and Crossman's going to touch that one up for an offside. So just over a minute and a half still to go in the first, and just over a minute left in Tantramar's man advantage. They seek to tie this one up shortly after, just like the first goal where Moncton High had gone on the board, and their response didn't take very long. It's Arsenault that walks the line. Over for Cormier on the right point. Cormier stepping in, faking past Beal. Up to Arsenault. He lets one go. It's redirected and into the oven mitt of Elias Sock. And that one definitely not an easy save for number 31 in net. A perfectly placed shot by Arsenault along the ground for a redirection. And Sock is able to read that one perfectly, as the Knights off the draw will quickly wire that one along the ice. Titans now reset. The lead pass for Crossman as he cuts to the right. Crossman past Beal. Drops to the line. Cormier fakes the slap shot. Goes back down to Crossman. Back up high for Arsenault. Couldn't quite corral that one perfectly. There's the shot. That it just goes wide. Arsenault up there for Cormier. Back for Arsenault. Arsenault to the middle. Walking in. Crossman. Blackburn. What a glove save from Elias Sock. And that will be one of the saves of the game. And it hasn't even been the first period. What beautiful cycling of the puck by the Titans, where Blackburn is found right in Ovechkin's office. But Elias Sock is there to reject him with the glove. Lafford going to the line. Sent back in by Hicks. Lafford for Crossway. Power play now over. Crossway down low for Boyd. Boyd back up for Crossway. Trying to move his way down in the zone. Crossway trying to go behind the net. He's leveled out by Harris as he'll find the puck. Get it up to Manderson. Purple Knights now with not much time left to go in the first. Manderson getting by one. Taken down. And the Purple Knights bench definitely were looking for an interference penalty. There's a dump in that'll go behind the net. Boyd trying to get this one out of his zone. We'll send this one across. That pass behind Crossway. He'll move that one into the zone. And it'll be 2-1 Knights at the end of one. Stay tuned for our second period here on Moncton High Sports. Brandon Lane from the K on Christmas Eve. Purple Knights and Titans on Moncton High Sports. Passing that one out back for LeBlanc. Will find himself in the corner. McFadden out in front. Backing away by LeBlanc. Another try. The backhand saved. A try from LeBlanc. McLaughlin the save again. McFadden cutting to the middle. Has a shot. There it is. The save from LeBlanc. Trying to shake him off. Rimmed around for Bro. Bro going to go up towards Tyler Warner. And he is absolute. Trojans now seeking the puck in the middle. Murphy trying to stop it there. Here's Shudiak walking in. Cut, save made. Just been amazing in net with incredible positioning. Here's Avery walking in. That one will go off the blocker of Wishart. Brandon Warner to keep the line put to the net. Behind the net, there's another hit on Nealis. Warner moved it around. Daigle chasing after. There's Preston with a shot. It's right on. Both benches got pretty psyched for that one. Shudiak leading the rush for the Trojans. Walking in. Shudiak, what a move. Shudiak to his backhand. Now forehand, leaving that one up. That one's paddled away by McLaughlin. Anderson having turned around to find that one. Shot towards the net, redirected, and the shot just fresh troops out on the ice. There was Clark trying to maneuver his way the other way. There's Shudiak, the shot off the crossbar. Shot off the crossbar and will fly up into the netting, almost over it here at the K. Avery with Clark in the draw. Here's Clark right off the face-off, saved and turned away by McLaughlin. Another one right in the high slot, and McLaughlin with McLaughlin. Now we drop the puck. It'll be Clark that wins that one cleanly. A shot from the blue one that was fanned on. Nealis will find the rebound. There's Clark. He scored. And here's our first penalty. Curvin went into the boards hard. We're gonna have a Moncton High power play. Curvin. Here, Harris to Daigle. Back for Harris. They play a little game of catch. Shot towards the net, and that one off the blocker of Wishart. Woods unable to get that one. Shot to the net. The rebound, Clark digging for it, as well as LeBlanc on the ground. There's a backhand try. Intercepted. He gets it back. Another try. That one's picked off. Shudiak the shot. The rebound. Another try. That's blocked. Another one. And Warner, Daigle, Shudiak. They all fight for it. In comes McFadden with an aggressive poke. LeBlanc trying to hold him against. Waiting out here, Daigle is there. Now walking up is Steves. Steves stepping in. There's the shot and glove down by McLaughlin. Moving this one across. Back for Segadev. He unloads. And McLaughlin sees that one the whole way through. Head contact call. Walking in. Preston the shot. Score! Dangled out perfectly by Sagadyev. Great defense there. Hickley moving this one up. Intercepted by Cummings. What a weird bounce. Right in the slot for Avery, trying to get a backhand off. Back with it is Woods on his forehand. Does some stick handling. Then that one's turned over. McFadden walking in the shot. And defensive zone draw for Moncton High. Here's Warner leading the rush for the Purple Knights. He'll shoot that one. He scores! He'll clear that one in after getting possession. Behind the net now, Legier. Dion going in for a hit that he missed. Now turning back, Dion trying to throw that one out in front. He's taken down. Looks like the officials are going to deem that this one was from behind. Now off the draw, Manderson, the quick shot on Wish. Center, turned over. Sagadyev stepping back in. Trying to move past Harris. He got tied up. There's Nealis with the shot. For it in the far boards. Beal shoving his man. Going up the wall. There's a shot from Nealis. Save. Right in the slot. They poke at it. Gone, and that one gets skipped off his stick. Now to the middle. Harris might have some room. Harris walks in and fires. And that one had taken a bit behind the net. Trying to go up to the wall where he was trying to see Curvin. Curvin in the slot. Out in front. Manderson was moving through. Pass. There's the shot. And McLaughlin rejects that one as he's down on the ice. Purple Knights back out with speed. Trying to get past Sagadyev, and Beal is sent down. Sagadyev from the line and winds up. Save. Rebound. They score. From behind the net. McEachran. Going to go to the line, and there's a big collision. There's the shot. The save and the lead trying to get the rebound off to the side of the net. Another try from Bro. He fell down. Takes the puck. Manderson moving around. Out in front. The shot from Harris. Save. Gillis looking for the rebound. And now near boards for Harris. Harris stepping in. Trying to get past LeBlanc. He will. Harris to the middle. Manderson the shot. And Wishart there. Trojans through center. Walking in. Here's a shot. And McLaughlin will be able to glove that. Going down, trying to deflect that one out of the zone was Gillis. They pass the line. Here's Lear to the shot. And McLaughlin again. He's there. There's the shot. And that one didn't get all the way through. Sagadyev with a perfect opportunity. There was Manderson falling down. Walking in. There's the shot. McLaughlin. This period has gone by pretty quickly. Not too many whistles to report. As there's a slide tackle right of footing. Trimble at the line. Preston. Moving it to the middle. Sagadyev, the shot through traffic. Clark looking there for the rebound. Waiting. Cutting back, trying to shake off a couple defenders. Sagadyev will unload off the post right there. And over to LeBlanc. LeBlanc. Past McFadden to the line. Held him by Legier. He shoots. It's the save for McLaughlin. The rebound. He shoots. It's the save for McLaughlin. The rebound just trickles wide. LeBlanc is absolutely destroyed. Passing that one out back for Curvin. Back up to Daigle. Here's Harris at the blue line. Harris, the shot through traffic. Saved by Wishart. They still look for him, and it's covered. Passing that one out back for Kervin. Back up to... And as the Purple Knights bench gets loud, the puck is dropped. Will he go over some lineup changes? Here's a quick shot. That's denied. There was Arsenault. He has to spin and turn, and he almost blows up Avery. Behind the net here, it's Crossman looking in the front. There's a backhand. Sock is the Hicks, but couldn't quite get the stick on it. Warner back out. Getting a stick lifted by Hicks. Ty Warner now picking up the puck, hitting the brakes, gets us one. But to the back door, they score! Speed there for a moment was Blackburn. He was unable to get anything going out of that. Now right in the no, Gervin the shot, and Sears is to his feet. Woods still continuing, leading the rush here. Woods hitting the brakes, has pressure from Cormier as they go into the zone. Net to the line, it's Estabrooks, pressure from Beal. Down it'll go for Crossman. The backhand waiting, there's the shot, they score! Around the glass it'll go for Boyd. Boyd sent to the middle, potential odd man rush, walking in, there's the shot! And Elias Sock waiting, and before could get anywhere. The Titans at their own blue line. Poke check, and there's a huge hit. Maltus will just get reversed and fly into his own boards. Here's Moncton High. Manderson might be all alone. Manderson. And advantage here at the line. One-timer from Ty Warner that is just sent wide. Daigle, he gets hit dangerously from behind. Sock, Harris. Stopping behind the net. Braden Daigle now coming in for the jet sweep. And now gets leveled in open. Manderson to not get the 2 men. Walking in. Cormier turning and spinning and firing. The save. Jamming at it. Multiple. Cormier. Walking in. Here's the shot from Alder. Off the stick. Up the side of the net. Gillis. Warner behind the net. Spinning and turning. Trying to jam it in. The Purple Knights think it's Warner that walks in off the draw. Drop pass for Brandon. To the middle now. Harris, Warner, the one-timer, they score! Over for Cormier on the right point. Cormier stepping in, faking past Beal, up to Arsenault. He lets one go, it's redirected, and into the oven. And the guys are back for period 2. Moncton High currently up by a score of 2-1. And they look to sustain the same pressure as they did the first, although it was a very good first period by either team, getting their fair share of chances. Moncton High has capitalized on 2 of them. Woods around the boards, caught in by Cormier. His shot redirected in between a couple feet. Walking in there was Crossman to try to keep it in. Kerman's a clear out, will hit someone on the Tantramar bench. It'll be an offensive zone draw for the Titans here. That one had gone to the right of Sock. Winning the draw, they go about to the ringette line. Multiple players clash, try to keep that one in. There's a shot from Cormier. That'll be gloved down by Elias Sock. His glove side has been a no-fly zone so far in this game. When the draw, looking back door, waiting right there was Lafford, but couldn't quite get the backhand on that one. Out of the line, waiting. There's Hicks with the shot. Paddled away by Sock. Ty Warner will find that one. In the corner, lifted out to the middle. It's Gillis getting that one out with speed against Hicks. Gillis now hits the brakes, tries to see a pass, gets his stick tied up, tries to turn around, then gets hit into his bench. Ty Warner keeping this one in. Here's Hicks. He'll send this one in open ice. where it's sent back into the zone. Estabrooks backing up. We'll send that one to Blackburn, then rink wide back to Hicks. Hicks skating up. He's bodied by Manderson. Or that was Brandon Warner, rather. Brandon Warner behind the net. He looks to get a stretch pass wink ride for Manderson, where he'll clear this one in. Titans will grab it behind their net. It's Hicks hitting the brakes. He has some pressure there from Maltis. Goes across. That one's out of the zone past Coral. Ty Warner sending that one to Maltis. Maltis into the zone. This one will go into the far corner. Chasing there is Webb on Cormier. Webb getting this one on his backhand. Caught it at the line. Murphy the shot. That one will miss the net, but ends up being a clear in. Beal will chop at that one, get the better of it. Here's Webb going behind the net. Behind the net, looking for options. Maltis back for Webb. This one out of his reach, picked up by Hicks as he goes that one along the wall. Boyd unable to get that one out. It's Beal to block that one in. This time Cormier almost got that one out. It's Boyd that has to get it behind him to clear. Murphy along the wall. He'll bounce this one off. Cleared all the way back down to the Moncton High end, but this one going to be charged icing. The tired Titans on the ice right now are unable to change. So the Purple Knights, they're going to try to take advantage of this one. They're going to bring out their top line. And all these Titans currently on, they've had a pretty lengthy shift so far. Daigle unable to win that draw. This one just gets out of the zone. Ty Warner falling. Boyd has to quickly rush to the bench. Cormier in his own end. Dangling Mike Hervin. Cormier with a bit of speed, somehow getting that one by. Walking in, Crossman in a battle with Curvin. They go up against the boards. It squirts out free. What a move to get to the middle. That was Evan Crossman. Still with it, passing that one off. Here's the shot from Alder, then make it to the net. Another try, another block. And the Knights will get this one out. A little flip. Walking in is Manderson. He'll go offside and touch it up. Face-off will go just outside the Tantramar end. And another face-off win from Tantramar. They've been on the face-off so far today. A huge reason on why they're able to get as much possession as they're getting. And try to set up in the offensive zone. Nicholson turning that one over off a body. Daigle walking in. There's the shot. And that one on the glove side is Sears. And he won't be having any of that. That almost a costly turnover. Took a weird bounce off of Bonnie where Braden Daigle was placed perfectly. Offensive face-off now for Moncton High. The ref's going to go talk to the timekeeper. The ref looks to have a water bottle in his hand, looks to see some ice towards the Moncton High blue line that needs some fixing. So there's just over 16 and a half to go in the second. Currently doing some maintenance on the ice. Here's another water bottle in out of nowhere. That one's going to be Sock's bottle. And it looks like they are about done with that ice. And we are directed through the face-off circle here. The Titans win another defensive zone draw. But they fail to clear here as LeBlanc will send this one into the opposite side. Partridge going to have to rush on that one. Had pressure from Avery. Trying to keep that one into the zone. There was Brandon Warner. But outside, here's Blackburn trying to raise past LeBlanc. Blackburn might be all alone. Blackburn trying to get a handle on it. But Moncton High defense. LeBlanc comes back. Out the Moncton High blue line, to the middle, across the way. Trying to find a lane, and he can't, so we'll send that one past Harris. Gillis trying to dangle to the middle, and his pocket was picked. The Titans doing a good job at sustaining possession here. There's another big hit. Now Purple Knights, they might have a chance to clear, and they don't. Moncton High, they are one day gonna get burned with these opportunities failing to get out. Harris dangling to the middle, trying to get past Cormier. He does shake him off. Harris backdoor the shot, they score! Brandon Warner waiting perfectly in the slot, celebrates right to his bench, waiting perfectly in the slot, and sends it through the 5-hole of Jacob Sears and make it a 3-1 game. And that's why they tell you always go to the front of the net. You'll never know when Campbell Harris will set you up perfectly, like right here. And Brandon Warner will bury that through the legs of Jacob Sears, now making it a 3-1 game. Knights walking in through center. It's Maltis to the middle. This time no one there. It was Webb trying to pave his path to get to the front of the net. Boyd trying to escape his zone here, chased by Webb, taken away by Ty Warner. We'll send that one to the opposite side. There's Maltis giving a hit, but the puck will go to Ty Warner, trying to skate in. Warner on his backhand, looking in front of the net now, curls towards the blue line. Warner still with possession, has all the Tantramar defense moving. He's now done a full lap before he tried to get that backhand off for Beal. Hicks for Warner. Down to Beal. Beal trying to go up to the line. The only one there is Coral. Well, he'll tip that one off for Boyd. Boyd walking in here to the middle. Here's the attempted shot. They score! Lewis Boyd cutting to the middle, just trying to get one on net. Takes a weird hop, and it goes over the red line. The Titans do get back within one. And a quick response from the Titans, just like they did on their first goal. We are now back to where we just were in a one-goal game. Well, that Moncton High goal, it's Brandon Warner from Harris at 15:22. We got a penalty coming up here. There was Daigle almost scoring a highlight reel goal. And it's going to be at 14:30. It's going to be Lewis Boyd unassisted. And Arsenault is going to the box. Or it's Cormier or confusion as to who is going on the box. And Cormier still barking at the ref. There will be a Moncton High power play for the next 2 minutes. So Spencer Cormier in the box for a hook at 14:13. Face off in the Tantramar zone. There's Manderson with a quick shot off the draw. That was blocked off the mask of Sears, and this one will get out of the zone after deflecting off of Harris. Alder trying to throw that one across. Manderson will find this one in open ice. Manderson cutting back, met there with Crossman. Manderson, the little pass up. It's it back to Partridge, who tried to clear. That one took a weird bounce off the stanchion. Warner across for Harris. Confusion on who is going to bring the puck in. Manderson had fallen down to his knees. Manderson unable to get possession there. That one cleared out by Arsenault. There's the pass up for Manderson. He gets possession as he tries to climb into the zone. Manderson now trying to wait for help. Cuts to the middle. Manderson shoved hard into the wall. I believe that was by Estabrooks. Along the boards. Near side, it's Daigle. Up for Harris. They try to set up as Manderson goes to the bench. Ty Warner. Harris. Backdoor one-timer. Waiting right there was Gillis and didn't quite get all of it on the one-timer. There's a quick pass by Warner. Harris. That pass off a skate. Gillis trying to shove it to the middle. Now bumped into the boards. Curvin waiting. Put it to the net. Off the stick of Sears. And for a whistle.
A correction on the Purple Knights' first goal. The additional assist was to number 6, Brandon Warner.
There's the quick shot off the draw to start the power play. Or Ethan Manderson. Titans off the draw again. Hicks unable to control that. Daigle put to Curvin. Curvin in the middle. Gillis trying to get a backhander on it. Goes up to the blue line. Harris across for Warner. Warner waits and fires. And that one blocked. And Blackburn's going to find that one in open ice. And send that one to the heavens as it gets down to the ice. Sock. Move that one along the wall. Harris finding his way through center. Looked like he got a stick up high that the Purple Knights wanted to call on. Harris. Warner waits. Stick handles, tries to pass to Harris. Almost picked off by Blackburn. That was dangerous. Harris waiting around the net. Watched by Hicks. Harris to Warner at the line. Penalty now expired. His pass to Harris. In the corner. Circles around. Still looks for option. Goes up for Warner. Ty Warner. Gillis. Back up for Ty Warner. They play a little catch. Blackburn trying to get out, and he does. Blackburn might be free. Here comes Harris out of nowhere. Blackburn walks in and fires. And Sock is there. And he says no. After a pretty good power play for Moncton High, Blackburn is able to walk down to the other end of the ice on what almost was a costly mistake for Moncton High. Here's Crossman behind the net. Daigle taking control. Tried to move it along. Back there, trying to throw that one out in front of the slot. Here's Daigle along the boards for Manderson. Just flipping that one up enough so he can get out of the zone. Move across for Cormier. Cormier, the pass behind the defense. Here comes Warner against Partridge. It's Partridge that's able to poke that one down, and Warner sent himself hard into the boards where he is still down. Manderson. He'll give a shove to Cormier. Now rimmed around the boards past Brandon Warner, who's going to make his way to the bench. Woods unable to keep that one in. Here's Alder. Woods getting back on defense. Alder still stepping in, trying to get that one to Crossman. Woods, or that's Alder giving a shove there on Banfield. And Warner's getting checked out right now. But here's Woods, has some room. Easton Woods walking in, backhand, scores! What a goal from Easton Woods, going coast to coast and finishing it with a nice backhand, reestablishing Moncton High's 2-goal lead. And Woods is given plenty of time and space, and you better believe he's going to use it to get in past the defense, lay a nice backhander in the net. Well, Moncton High back up to a 2-goal lead after the beauty from Easton Woods. The defense unlikely to find himself on a breakaway, but he does. And those opportunities for defense not going to come around too often. Now now 4-2 in favor of Moncton High as they try to enter the zone. Rindle on the board. There was a big collision right next to the Moncton High bench. Boyd trying to get that one out. Disrupted there by Banfield. Ty Warner in reverse. Skates with it, goes across, makes a nice pass to Daigle. Here's Estabrooks. Running his way, trying to get his out of the zone. Still struggling, Estabrooks trying to go through some feet. Walking there is Kenny. At the line, there was Webb looking for it. It's brought back in. Looking out in front, that one went right through the high slot. Now we have under 10 to go in period 2. Moncton High currently doubling the Titans right now, 4-2. Webb trying to find his way through. It's Cam Hicks that'll send that one deep into the zone. Harris is going to find this one in the corner. First one on it for Moncton High. Around the boards for Ty Warner. Warner hitting the brakes. Passing that one up. It's Rindle on the glass. Here's Webb. He's going to be first in the zone. He's hit hard by Cormier falling down. Maltus, the pass. Tried to get to LeBlanc. That one took a weird bounce behind him. LeBlanc's going to have to skate back with speed. LeBlanc for Harris. Harris going to try to shoot this one in. This one off the feet of Cormier. LeBlanc, he's going to carry this one in. Trying a couple jukes, didn't work. Out of the zone, LeBlanc. First one back for Moncton High. He's going to see Harris, who guides this one into the zone. Cormier. We go rebound that one off the boards. There for Nicholson. This one just going to leave the zone. LeBlanc again. Trying to move that one against the wall. Kerman going up for a big hit in the middle. LeBlanc up for Harris, leading the rush. Harris across Cormier. Now hits the brakes, makes a nice move to get it back to his feet. There's a hit, pass out in front, and Cormier is able to intercept. Cormier through center. Taken down, and the Titans bench there really wanted a call. Daigle hits the brakes. They try to go up the wall, and that one intercepted. There's the shot, they score! There was a Titan without his stick. And I couldn't quite pinpoint who sent that one to the top shelf. But that one's for sure a highlight reel goal to bring the Titans back to within one. And it looks like that's Ben Arsenault, the captain, that had trailed his way to the net and sent one over the shoulder of Sauk. Go back to within a one-goal game. Manderson walking in, tries a shot. And that one is going to be saved by Sears, who will make that one look easy. Moncton High with the face-off win. Ty Warner walking in the shot. That one just missed the net, not by very much. Woods trying to keep this one in. Blackburn trying to get it out. Poked back in by Woods. Manderson going to find some open ice. Manderson stepping in. What a move. The backhand scores! Ethan Manderson, what a move to keep that one in the zone. Cuts sharply to his backhand and slides that one past the red line, giving back Moncton High's 2-goal lead once more. This game as much back and forth as you can get. Just look at the move from Manderson, getting it to his backhand. Sears got about 80% of it, but just not enough, as that one will slide by through the red line. And the goal total keeps climbing, as Ethan Manderson has now made a 5-3 game. There's an attempted shot that was blocked. Ty Warner trying to get that one out of the zone. Poke check, walking to the net. Here's Alder on his backhand, forced to the corner. Ready to go up towards the zone at the shot. Here it is from Cormier. Another try. 2 pad saves from Sock. And now he'll grab it in his glove for a much needed whistle. Off the draw, it was won by Tantramar. Looking down in the corner. Multiple players fighting for it. It's the Knights that get it outside the zone. Moving back. It's Hicks that sends a high backhand into the netting for another quick whistle. That last goal for Moncton High, it's going to be Ethan Manderson with the assist to Ethan Woods at 7:13. And just 30 seconds earlier at 7:37, Ben Arsenault from Evan Crossman. And a lot of goals within the past couple minutes. Not too many penalties as this game has quickly began to get a little high scoring here on Moncton High Sports. And offside charged against Tantramar, so we'll have another draw coming out into neutral ice. It's Moncton High that wins the faceoff. LeBlanc will throw that one along the wall. It's chipped there as now multiple players getting a fight for it. Back along the wall it'll go. Maltus and Coral looking after it. It's Maltus that's able to hit that one in the air. It's Webb going behind the net, cutting to the middle. Has a bit of room. He tries to hit Maltus. That was almost a perfect pass. And there's a hit from Hicks. Maltus still with it. Maltus, the backhander in front. The shot is just sent wide by Julian Webb. And that ever so close to getting his first goal in high school. There he hits Hicks. At the line, Harris trying to cut to the middle, still with it. Harris, the shot, the save. Webb, the rebound, scores! And there you speak it into existence. Julian Webb gets his first high school goal just moments after a beautiful chance. And there was a whistle after the play. It may have been a penalty to Tantramar. But Moncton High now gets back to double the score. The Titans making it 6-3. The initial shot from Harris. Webb finds it quickly, pulls it to his forehand, and lifts it upstairs. Now the goals come raining down as Webb just gets his first goal as he went into the wall. Harris holds the line, or that was Warner, excuse me. His shot towards the net, redirected wide. Webb in the corner, trying to go up to the wall. That pass deflected. Here, trying to move it all alone. Here's Lafford, waiting. There's the shot. Sock is there for the save. Manderson grabbing this one along the wall. Skating up, Ethan Manderson into the zone, just offside. Now under 5 minutes left. So a very eventful past 4 minutes, to say the least. Tons of goals have been scored, and majority of them in favor for Moncton High as of recent. It's Brandon Warner that's going to lay this one into the zone. Cormier across for Hicks. His pass intercepted by Ty Warner. Behind the net now, it's rimmed along towards the hash marks. Brandon Warner unable to get that. It's Arsenault skating through. He'll ram that one along the boards. Behind the net now, Crossman fighting with Murphy, trying to move it out to the side of the net. This one's popped high in the air. They still jam at it. There's another turnaround shot that just is missed wide of the net. Now about at the hash marks, about 4 or 5 players tied up for it. It's down for Ty Warner, trying to get past Cormier. He's lost his stick, so now has to fight for it with his body. Alder in there as well. We'll have another pin up for it. Avery, Gillis, Cormier, and Alder taken out by the Titans to the line. Alder the turnaround shot. It's redirected above the net. Multiple players trying to get whacks at it. In the corner. Titans with possession. Up top, Cormier, he's going to let one go over the net. And for another whistle, just over 3 to go in period 2. Curvin finding it at the ringette line, lifting it high, skating up. It's a one-on-one. Gillis was trying to pave his way to the zone, and that was Banfield, rather. Blackburn, he'll flip it high. It'll bounce off the dasher right to the feet of Harris. He'll go D to D for Woods, who finds it in the middle. What nice moves by Curvin with his hands. Curvin walking in, will drop down to the line. Woods winds up with a shot, redirected by Banfield right in front. Just sent off the shoulder of Sears. Blackburn again will send this one, a high fly ball into center. Woods working his way up. It was Harris calling for it aggressively. That pass missed. It was 2-1 after the first period. So far, 6 goals in this second period alone. And there's a block shot. Purple Knights might get a rush back the other way. Moving up, it's Daigle. Almost poke checked right in front. Curvin, they score! Ethan Curvin, the nice move to his backhand with the pass from Braden Daigle. And make it 7-3 now. Another goal. Because why not add another, make it 10 total in the game. Off a block shot by Braden Daigle. He'll make no mistake on a small little 2-on-1, getting the backhander to Curvin as he was shoved out of the play. Now make it 7-3 in favor of the Knights. There's some shoving at center right off the draw. It looks like Avery's going to be penalized for this. So Avery's going to get 2 for a cross check. The Titans will end this one majority of time on the power play. There they have it in the corner. Trying to look up top here for Cormier. Cormier gathers at the point, sends this one across. Cormier waits, delays, goes back to the blue line. Cormier again moving it across. There's a sharp angle shot from Blackburn, and there's the save made by Elias Sock. Now Moncton High with the touchdown. In this game, they lead a touchdown to a field goal here in this one. It's Blackburn, sends it to the blue line. Here's Cormier. In the corner, circling back, waits, delays, goes down. Back for Cormier, one-timer. And there's Sauk with the glove, another try. Is just sent wide of the net. Around the boards, players rush for it. And it's the Knights that get this one down to the opposite end of the ice. Titans break out. Cormier moving out towards his blue line, making nice cuts to the left as he approaches Daigle. Cormier still with it. Cuts back, moves it up top. Crossman the shot, pad save. Back in the corner. Cormier looks to go around the net, going to be met with Harris. Cormier stomps, pivots, and heads the other way. He's sent down, moving back from the line. Looking down there was Blackburn. Up to the line. Arsenault hovers. Waits, puts it to the net. Another pad save made by Sauk as Harris will be able to get this one down the length of the ice. Arsenault now. Stopping and waiting behind his cage. Arsenault up to his blue line. Avery's now out of the box. Making it a 5-on-5. Woods will throw this one along the opposite side. And that will be the end of the second period. A very goal-heavy period. It ends 7-3. Multiple players with multiple points. Harris has 3 assists. Brandon Warner has a goal and 2 helpers. Easton Woods and Tyler Warner each with a goal and an assist apiece. We hope to see you back for period 3 here on Moncton High Sports. Bringing the lane from the K Arena in Louisville. Passing that one out back for Kervin. Back up to Daigle. Here's Harris at the blue line. Harris, the shot through traffic. Saved by Wishart. They still look for him, and it's covered. And as the Purple Knights bench gets loud, the puck is dropped. Will quickly go over some lineup changes. Here's a quick shot. That's denied. There was Arsenault. He has to spin and turn, and he almost blows up Avery. Behind the net here, it's Crossman looking in the front. There's a backhand. Sauk is there, but couldn't quite get the stick on it. Warner back out. Getting a stick. Lifted by Hicks. Ty Warner now picking up the puck, hitting the brakes, gets us one, but to the back door, they score! Be there for a moment was Blackburn. He was unable to get anything going out of that. Now right in the zone, Gervin the shot, and Sears is to his feet. Woods still continuing, leading the rush here. Woods hitting the brakes, has pressure from Cormier as they go into the zone. Net to the line, it's Estabrooks, pressure from Beal. Down it'll go for Crossman. The backhand waiting. There's the shot. They score. Around the glass it'll go for Boyd. Boyd sent to the middle. Potential odd man rush walking in. There's the shot. And Elias Sauk waiting and before it could get anywhere. The Titans at their own blue line. Poke check and there's a huge hit. Maltus will just get reversed and fly into his own boards. Here's Moncton High. Manderson might be all alone. Manderson and advantage here at the line. One-timer from Ty Warner that is just sent wide. Daigle, he gets hit dangerously from behind. Sauk, Harris. Stopping behind the net. Braden Daigle now coming in for the jet sweep and now gets leveled in open. Manderson did not get the too many men. Walking in. Cormier turning and spinning and firing. The save, jamming at it, multiple. Cormier walking in. Here's the shot from Alder off the stick of the side of the net. Gillis. Warner behind the net, spinning and turning, trying to jam it in. The Purple Knights think it's Warner that walks in off the draw. Drop pass for Brandon. To the middle now. Harris. Warner, the one-timer, they score! Over for Cormier on the right point. Cormier stepping in, faking past Beal. Up to Arsenault. He lets one go. It's redirected and into the oven. Up there for Cormier. Back for Arsenault. Arsenault to the middle, walking in. Crossman Blackburn. What a glove save from Elias. And here we are to start period 3. There's a quick shot that is sent up high and into the netting. And it looks like Nicholson fell down towards the blue line. Moncton High with a very dominant second period. That has given themselves a 4-goal lead. Cormier tries to hold it in at the line. There's a hit given there. Cormier, the slap shot, it's redirected there by Arsenault just wide. Nicholson is able to hold it in. Pass Crossman. Here's Daigle behind the cage. Try to get up past Dion. Cormier, the shot, glove down by Elias Sock. And it looks like we do have a penalty against Moncton High, I do believe. And it's going to be Banfield for a cross check. And here's the quick chance by the Titans just shortly before this. So Titans to the power play. Here to start the third. There's a quick shot denied by the pad of Sock. That'll be redirected into the corner. Alder up for Crossman. Crossman to the line for Arsenault. That one just slid off his stick. He'll retrieve it back. Arsenault to Cormier at the top. Send this one back across. Here's Arsenault waiting, winding and firing. Blocked by the shin pad of Manderson. Blackburn to the line. Cormier moved across. It's Crossman. Waiting and cutting. Crossman looking for his options here. Goes further towards the net. Crossman behind the cage now. Looking up, hits the brakes. Crossman waits, walks in. There's the pass. Back up for Crossman. It goes up to Cormier. He shoots. And Sock is right there to make the save. And here's Gillis that'll find it and send it outside into center. In between the skates of a Titan. Getting up here, leading the rush. It's Crossthwaite going in on LeBlanc. Boyd was threatening for a hit. Here's Gillis trying to lift the stick of a Titan. Back up at the line. Estabrooks going down to the ringette line. It's sent back up by Lafford, but a misplaced pass will go outside the zone. Killing more valuable time off for the Titans, who desperately need a goal to get back into this one. And a hand pass will now make the face-off go outside the zone. Shot back for the Titans now. It's Cormier. Trying to move through his defensive zone. Was shoved away there by Daigle. Hicks back to Cormier. Losing possession of this one. Daigle almost right there. Alder turning around and forking through the neutral zone. Trying to get in. Can't quite get the shot off. Penalty now expired. LeBlanc behind the net with Alder. Alder had tripped over a stick. And now shoves Curvin hard into the boards. Outside the zone it'll go. In the third period, Moncton High up by 4. They've just killed a penalty off in the middle. Backhanded in by Beal. There's a Titan down at center. That looks to be Aaron Alder. He got the first goal for Tantramar to start them off. Now here, leading the rush, it's Cormier. He's leveled by Parker LeBlanc. And he is going to get called for it, so the Purple Knights are going to go back to the penalty kill. But that is not something we usually see out of Parker LeBlanc, not known for his physicality. Just watch right here as he steps in to Cormier right here. So Titans back to the power play as they'll win the draw. Here's Hicks at the line. Skating up, puts it to the net. Right in front, blocked by Boyd. Turning around and firing just wide. Going into the corner there, it's Woods, Lafford, and Boyd. Boyd trying to backhand that one out. Lafford in the slot. Tipped away by Harris. What great hand-eye coordination. So it's a high stick against Harris, but it's going to be the Titans that touch up. He hit it up at least once, maybe twice in the air, and slapped it all the way down the ice. Crossweight, hitting the brakes behind the net. Woods looking there. Here's Boyd. That puck for Harris, and he sends that off the back of Braden Daigle. That's not going to clear. Lafford now getting this one out. It's Curvin that's going to let this one go out of the zone. Purple Knights again, they wanted a penalty. Hicks dropping there for Crossweight. Crossweight up for Hicks. Hicks, the shot. That one redirected. I believe that was Braden Daigle. They got the block on that. Woods against the boards. Crossweight. Hicks going across. Sent in by Estabrooks. Harris going down to chase. We'll put it up against the wall. Back for Estabrooks. Estabrooks. Hicks waits, shoots off his shin pad. Harris in reverse. Gets that up. Tried to see Brandon Warner. That one got by him and stopped by Estabrooks at the line. Sean, that sock will save perfectly. Crossweight against the wall. Woods, Kerman in there to battle as well. Now sends Crossweight down to the ground. And the clear redirected off the glove of Crossman, but out. And it looks like that'll be called a hand pass, leaving not too much time left to go on the Titans' man advantage. Going back behind his net is Arsenault. Waiting, looking for a passing option. He'll go cross ice. It's Cormier, the little backhand, where he's hit along the wall by Brandon Warner. Murphy behind the net, tried to get a backhand past the Titan. Blackburn going up to the ring out line. Blackburn dropping that one off. Cormier waits and shoots. And over the net it'll go after a redirection. Crossman going in on Manderson. This one will get out of the zone. Manderson going up with speed. He's taken down accidentally. So now Moncton High will have their shot at the man advantage in the third. So a bit of a miscommunication as Crossman tried to kick it to himself to leave the zone. Two Titan players collide with each other. And after all, will result in a Moncton High man advantage. Here's Harris waiting, stepping in. Here's the shot. And that one didn't make it all the way through. Daigle behind the net, taken by Kervin. He's hit at the side of the net. Here comes Manderson trying to hit Estabrooks. Harrison to hold the line, and he will. Harris has some room going across. One-timer attempt for Kervin. And he fanned on that one. In the zone, Hicks turning and firing. Caught down by Harris. That'll be called a hand pass. But Campbell Harris not only hand-eye coordination with his stick, but is able to jump up and keep that puck in the zone. Knights off the draw. Harris enters the line. Saucer pass, try to get that to Kervin. This one will just exit the zone. Ty Warner gathering speed, cutting to the middle past a couple. Warner still with it. Now with tons of room, Warner around the net. Look to go up top for Harris. Here's Daigle. He shoots, saves. And the rebound gathered up, caught down by Harris. He'll pass it to Warner. Warner has some room, goes to Harris. Harris steps up and fires. The glove saved by Sears, as the Titans will look to get this one out of the zone here with just over half the power play already gone. At the side of the net, it was Crossman trying to flip that one up high. Harris for Warner. Warner, Harris, out of the zone now. Try to get that to Manderson as he will now go for a change. The Titans will clear it back to the Moncton high end. Now here, Blackburn with speed, the backhand. And that one missed the net. But looked to have had some good aim on that one. Beal. Ty Warner back for Harris. Harris, pressure from Blackburn. He'll go to the opposite side. Up through center. Harris still with it. Hits the brakes. Will try a shot. That one will miss the net. The rebound will go out over there for Webb. Webb with Beal. They try to shove it down into the zone, but iced back down by the Titans. And this one will end Moncton High's chance at getting back on the board with the power play. Harris for Warner. Up for Beal. That one in his feet. Trying to get further along the wall. It's back for Warner. On his backhand. We'll get this one into some free ice, trying to boost that one up for Maltus, and he takes the guy down. Working back is Arsenault. He shoots. The save is made by Elias Sock. And he's crushed by Beal and given an extra shove afterwards. With the physicality clearly ramping up as we get down close to the midway stage of this third and final period. Tantramar with possession, gets it to Woods. We'll try to flip it along the wall. Woods, the D pass to LeBlanc. Try to get that to Dion in the middle. The Purple Knights just trying to circle it back in their own end. Banfield getting tied up by Blackburn. That one was turning over. Now it is. Crossway behind the net, leaving that one out. And the shot is redirected up above the net. So after all that, it's the Titans that do get the best chance at it. And here's Warner laying a reverse hit into his man. Haynes in the zone. Blackburn behind the net, trying to find it in his feet. Woods, he'll get the backhand along the wall. No one there on the wing. Crossway, the backhander in front. There's the shot. Was blocked. Tucker Blackburn, a great chance as this one's flipped almost into the box. A chance for Moncton High to get some changes going. So last period, tons of goals from both sides. Getting to midway through this third. Still none in this current period. Lafford trying to work his way up. Webb trying to shove past Nicholson. Here's blocking this one in at the ring out line. Saucer pass, try to get that to Banfield. Pass intercepted in the middle. Harris moving back, takes his man down. And that was Arsenault trying to get inside, but had taken a fall in the process. Banfield, the shot towards the net, saved and covered up by Sears. Walking in. Here's Crossman trying to get by Woods. They both get tied up as the behind the net's taken by Alder. Alder leaving off for Crossman. Tries to block it with the body. Avery shoving his way through. Blackburn Dropped off Crossman out in front, looking for it. Outside the neutral ice it'll go. It's Hicks throwing that one across. Blackburn stepping his way in on Warner. Blackburn, the shot is saved and redirected by Sauk. Hicks, he tries, save. It's Warner that whacks this one out of the zone. It's going to be a race for it, trying to negate the icing. Stopped in by Sears for a stoppage of play. Just over 9 minutes to go. Payne's quickly off the draw, bringing it in. Could be a rush. There's Blackburn, the shot, and the save is rebound in the high slot. Kicked away by Curvin and retaken by Harris. Harris will throw this one up. It'll roll, and it looks like Partridge won't be able to catch up. But he will. They will negate the icing here. Rimmed along the boards. Stopped by Curvin. Curvin trying to go behind the net. In the corner now, Partridge. Up for Boyd. Boyd couldn't handle it on his backhand. Purple Knights take it away. There's a backhand towards the net of Sears. He'll lay that one in behind his crease now. Off the board, blocked in. Harris to the middle, trying to get it to his tape. Makes a nice move. Can't quite hold possession. Still with it somehow. Harris behind the cage. The backhand, sharp angle, another try. And that one somehow didn't find the back of the net. LeBlanc to the middle, and Gillis couldn't quite hold on to that one. A bit too hot to handle. Gillis lays up a hit. We'll find the puck now. Trying to make his way behind his net while being shunned by about 3 Titans. Backhanded out. Sears stepped out of his crease to see a falling Ryan Gillis right in front. Rossman regaining possession. He tried to move that one up against the wall. It's now Curvin that resets, letting both teams get some much needed changes after what was a good shift for Moncton High. Now the Titans reset after the dump out by Curvin. Here's Ty Warner trying to hold the line, trying to dig at it. It just gets out of the zone. Skating back to reset is Maltis. We'll put it behind him. Ty Warner now for Maltis again. He'll try to put it behind his net. That one turned over. Here's Crossway moving that out in front. Lafford trying to poke at it, but it's Sauk that extends his stick. Now potential on man rush. It's led by Webb. Cunningham moving it along the line. And a bit of a miscommunication on that one. Payne's now trying to move back the other way. Maltis, he gets hit along his bench. They fight for it right next to the Moncton High penalty box. 3 Purple Knights and 2 Titans. Beal trying to poke at it. It's Murphy trying to send it back into some open ice. And there's a Titan that's sent down. Looked to have been Maltis. Here's Alder the shot. He thought he scored to the side of the net. And what just happened behind the net? 2 players are down, one on top of the other. It's Arsenault on top of man. Sauk has to reset his net. Ty Warner in the middle. He gets hit, and that's going to be called. And Warner definitely looking to go after his man. The linesman will not let him. And Warner needs to go after and get his stick. So a lot to unpack in these last few minutes. It's Cam Hicks with the penalty. And Warner, who's on his knees, is just blown up by Hicks. The Knights clearly weren't impressed with it. And it will be a 4-minute penalty to Cam Hicks, sending Moncton High to the power play for the majority for the remainder of this game. A 4-minute double minor to Cam Hicks for head contact. No face-off, one by the Titans and cleared down. Not a great start to this Moncton High power play. Harris has to quickly go back behind his net. He had Crossman watching him closely. Harris enters the zone with pressure from Crossman behind him. Going in the corner, somehow ducking, passing out in front. Ty Warner trying to get on that one. And outside the zone, potential shorthanded chance, poked away by Braden Daigle. Crossman trying to turn around. He evades a hit from Ty Warner. Harris waits behind his net. Now goes out similarly to what happened just a minute ago. Daigle enters the zone. Drops it to Ty Warner, but they are in offside. And quickly shot down by the Titans. It will come to rest behind the net of Elias Sock. Harris will pick it up. Arsenault comes in to watch. Daigle will take it off the jet sweep. Pass over to Ty Warner. Warner stepping in. Drops it to Curvin. Curvin up high for Harris. Down low. Daigle. Here's the shot. And that one had just missed wide. Rebound sent out to Harris. Harris along the wall for Braden Daigle. Daigle up for Harris, who barely keeps it in. Harris, the shot redirected. Ethan Manderson waiting perfectly. It's Sears that gets the pad on it. Manderson up for Harris. Harris, the pass intercepted and taken away by Kenny. And Warner unable to hold. This might be an odd man rush, but it looks like it'll go to Song, who tries to play it out and whiffs on it. Arsenault moving out. And there's Harris in to angle him out. And that one a dangerous looking chance for Moncton High, as the Titans are definitely going to be aggressive on this penalty kill. They really need some goals coming down to the last final stretches. Cleared out to center. Brandon Warner trying to get it to his feet. Caught down and placed by Curvin. Curvin trying to step it on, cross the way to the middle. Curvin still with it. He shoots. And that one blocked off the skates of Crossthwaite. He'll have it against the wall. Blocked by Gillis. The middle, it's gloved. The Titans will get this one out. We're moving up with speed, sending at the dasher. It's Cormier now with Woods. Cormier hits up Woods. He'll have the puck, and Woods will go down the other way now. Woods accelerating through center. We'll just dump this one in. Now it's for Beal. Beal tries to hit the brakes behind the boards. Now pins his man up. Both players go falling. It's kept in at the line. Brandon Warner, that one in between his feet. That will go all the way down to the net of Elias Sock. He'll shoot that one up. That one just out of the reach of Avery. Would have been a nice stretch pass for the netminder. Just a minute left on the power play for Moncton High. 3 minutes left to go in the game. Brandon Warner with speed. Moving up, evade the hit. Avery steps in, drop pass, Beal the shot. And that one just missed left, just missed right of the right post. Warner up high, Maltis the one-timer to the net, right in the high slot. It still is loose and caught down by the Titans and cleared down opposite end of the ice. Brandon Warner with a bit of time and space, up for Beal. Beal will come to a halt, go back to his end. Leaves it off for Woods. Woods steps up to the red line, trying to clear that one in. Cleared down to the opposite end of the ice, and that will end the Moncton High power play. A bit unsuccessful, but they do manage now to get to the last 2 minutes of the game. Still in the lead by 4 goals. Altus trying to move that one up against the wall. Fanned on it a little bit there. Crossman out to the middle. Ringette line held in by Alder. Back for Murphy. off the board. That one took a weird hop right in the middle. Crossman couldn't quite get the backhander on. That was rejected by Warner. It's Partridge holding this one in at the line. Murphy along the boards now for Maltis, and he is stood up in open ice. And it looks like the Knights got charged with an icing. Now the physicality still not done, even when there's not much time left. Ty Warner along the boards. Trying to stomp that one in there was Murphy. Now puck is battled for right up against the ringette line. It's Curvin getting pinned. Looks like that was Arsenault and Crossman poking at it. Shot from the blue line, saved by the pad of Sock. Another try, Cormier fakes the shot, and he reverses Banfield and gives him a stare, and Webb will be able to flip this one out of the zone. Ty Warner, reverse. Over for Murphy. Back for Ty Warner now, sees some open ice. Pressured from Arsenault, will get that one to Webb, and he's hit there by Alder. As the Titans clearly displaying their frustration. Walking in, Arsenault. Along the boards, Murphy. Looking to poke it there. Crossman taken by Warner. Ty Warner now skates up, has some room, will go on a 2-on-2. Ty Warner walking in, shoots, scores! And why not add another one for good measure? Tyler Warner stepping in, going coast to coast. Makes no mistake in there, the bench gets hyped up. In the last 30 seconds, it's Warner that will get another one for Moncton High. And it appears that Moncton High did get a penalty on that. But that won't change the outcome of this game, as Moncton High playing a tremendous game. Blackburn stepping in, the shot. That one just missed wide. And Saw got most of it, just enough of it. And that will end this game at a score of 8-3 in favor of the Moncton High Purple Knights. And Christmas comes early for Moncton High. They play an impeccable game all the way through. 2-1 after 1, 7-3 after 2, and they get one in the third, making it 8-3. We thank you for joining us on Moncton High Sports and hope to see you back in our next Purple Knights broadcast. That's coming up Sunday the 28th, where Moncton High takes on Riverview High in this very same arena. We thank you all for watching. Brayden Lane signing off from the K in Louisville.